It's time. So you have been warned. There is a bit of a dodgy headline deadline coming up very shortly. Nothing dodgy about my next guest, though, because he's a gardener, and there's nothing more wholesome than having a gardener in the programme. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
I'm very well. Steve's from East Preston. He took up swimming to help his back pain, but tomorrow he's going to be doing a training swim from Worthing to Littlehampton, a mere bagatelle of 7 miles. But this is sort of a precursor of something he's got planned for September. On the 14th, then, he's going to be swimming 21 miles from Worthing Pier to the Black Rabbit pub, which, as you probably know, is up the Arun at Arundel, but it's just past the town, actually, and then back down to Littlehampton, and he's going to try and do that against the clock as well. So you must be mad, Steve.
Mad as a box of frogs, I've been told, I think.
Right. Well, so can we start at your back pain? Because it seems like a very good place to start. Take me through your motivation then.
Well, I had always swum when I was a child. I spent a lot of time over on the beach at Seaford, and most of my time in the sea. I missed out for a few years swimming. However, I got chronic back pain in 1990, I think it was. I had a herniated disc. That then doesn't really go hand in hand with the gardening trade, as you can imagine. So I had it operated on in 2007, and fairly unsuccessful, I have to say. A lot of pain when I came out, and they told me, the physio said, go swimming. And I thought, well, that's not a bad idea, because I can. So I came home one evening and I said to Jackie, my wife, I did 20 lengths tonight and I was exhausted, and she says, oh, well done, and the following week I'd done 30 and 40 and then soon up to 100, and I just suddenly realised that your body is only 10% of its normal weight when it's in water, and so any aches and pains that I have on land, I don't have in the water.
And you can do it, and the body is amazing, isn't it? How you can build up endurance. But you must have some sort of natural, ability to do sea swimming. I think there is that. I mean, you're a little more buoyant when you're out at sea than you are on land, in fresh water or in a pool. So it is slightly easier, unless it happens to be a 4, 6, 7, which I've swum in before. Can I describe you? Because this is being radio. This doesn't work very well. But let me describe what this sea swimmer looks like. Now, when Steve came into the studio, I did think to myself, he looks like a sea swimmer. So first of all, we'll start with the hair. Slightly scraggy, I have to say. It's beautiful. But it's a bit like my hair. It looks like it hasn't seen a comb.
It's just come out. It hasn't seen a comb. It hasn't seen a comb in 21 years, or a hairstyle, in fact.
Then we have a little bit of designer stubble, but above the top lip we have a very, very sophisticated moustache. It looks like. Is that just designer stubble? And then we have the strapping shoulders. He's a very broad guy here, and he's got good pecs and muscles. And you're wearing shorts, so I can see your legs as well. So, and you've got a tattoo of, what is that on your left? That
is my logo, the Swimming Gardener, branded.
You've been branded with your own logo.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got children, the children come home and say, Dad, I've got a tattoo. But sadly, last year, it was me that came home and shocked them all.
You look like a fit lad, though. You look like fit as a butcher's dog, are you?
I try to be, yeah. I do try and keep my hand in, especially in the off-season.
We were just talking about swimming off the sea and how difficult it can be. And I mentioned I was swimming off Shoreham this last week, where there was a bit of a drift, currents sort of moving from left to right. And I was trying to swim in one direction, I was just being pulled in another. What happens when you're swimming and you actually swimming against that? It must be very hard to go anywhere.
Yeah, it is. When I was training last 2 years ago for the 15-mile swim I did off the south coast, I had to try and get to Worthing Pier from Goring in the worst possible conditions, and that meant a 1.5 knot current to 2 knot current against me. So you just got to get your head down, and you will make progress, but very, very slowly. A lot of people don't realise that the east-west drift off the south coast, it can be quite dangerous.
Which is why you go this way round. You go from Worthing to Littlehampton rather than the other way round, because that's where you're hoping that it might be in your favour. But this, the one in September, this is an amazing journey. Just tell us the route again.
Well, this is in September. It is called the Splash for Cash, and it's a new approach to fundraising I've come up with. I do fundraise for the Chestnut Tree House, and that's the Children's Hospice, and also the RNLI get 20% in recognition of everything they do for me. So
As a new approach to fundraising, I managed to come up with the idea of the Splash for Cash, which is it's a competition where I will be swimming for 10 hours over this 21-mile course. It's very difficult to predict where I will end up or how far I will do. However, the winner will be receiving £1,000 of hot cash.
Right, so basically, you say, I'm going to start here, this is my route, you say where I'm going to get to after 10 hours. And then the closest to that actually wins the booty.
Exactly.
How about that?
Exactly. Now, the booty, I have to stress at this point, the booty does not come out of the fundraising. This has been put up by two wonderful local businesses who straight away said, what are you doing next? And when I told them and said I need to tap up business for £1,000, quick as a flash, the pair of them said, yep, we'll do that for you.
Right, okay, so we better say well done to them. So this is Jeremy Silverthorne Fine Jewellery, yeah?
Yes.
And Shoreham Vehicle Auctions.
Absolutely.
So well done to them. And if people want to estimate where you're going to get to, how do they do that?
Right, now, rather than give you the web address, the easiest thing is to go to Google and just put Swimming Gardener in, because there aren't many of us.
I like it.
The world is running short.
Well, good luck with your training swim tomorrow at Mere Bagatelle.
Thank you.
The weather is going to be lovely for that. And so let's hope it is in September as well on the 14th. And if you want to find out more, Swimming Gardener into Google.
One final point. Today, if we receive 25 sponsors, the 25th will get 2 free guesses on the competition, the Splash for Cash. And if we get to 30, the 30th person will receive a gourmet dinner for 2 at the Angel Inn in Petworth.
Thank you very much indeed. And you may take that wonderful body and that great tattoo out of the studio now.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you. Just gone 1:45, BBC Sussex, Saturday morning, the headlines, Sussex